Welcome to another edition of the Diary of a Black New York City Union Electrician. This is going to be a quick one. I'm definitely going to post this as soon as I record this. But I was just watching the news today about the Long Island Railroad strike, and I was watching the news, TV clips of the strike, and I know it's going to sound a little crazy and a little off, but I was watching the clips, and it had the strikers marching, protesting, picketing, depends how you want to label it. And I noticed that all the men is mostly men, first of all. So that should tell you something right there where this is going. Mostly the men. Oh, damn. It was mostly men, marching, protesting, picketing, working, wherever you want to look at it. It was mostly men. But the strange thing too about it was that it was mostly white men, mayonnaise white men doing the protesting and marching. Now I know Long Island's, people got a lot of money in Long Island, very parts of Long Island. From what I've heard, I always stereotype Long Island as just some rich, um, white enclave, of New York State. Rich, but from what I've been told by other people, of many of them folks, is that no, it's some poor areas and some poor spots, and there's some of course there's some areas where there's some black people, but you know how that goes. If black people move in a certain or in them folks neighborhood, them folks are leaving, and it will soon become an all black enclave. Okay, so why am I saying this? Well, I'm just starting to notice the type of pattern situation, if you will, because I went to a apprentice meeting the other day, and I noticed it was a line. I kind of figured out why. I just haven't been in an apprentice meeting in a long time, but I had to go for various reasons. And I noticed that the entire line, almost 90% of the people on the line, was mostly them folks and or other. I seen a lot of Latino men on that line, and a lot of a lot of those folks on there too. And I was like, what the? It was very. I don't think I honestly. I'm saying this trying to be nice, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've seen one black person on that line. No, not one. Usually in the construction division of the electrical union in New York City, you'll see a sprinkle of black people. Not much, but you'll see something at least. With this apprentice meeting, now I can't. I really don't remember seeing one black person. But when I go next time, I'm gonna record it and see if I'm wrong or not. So there's a few women here and there. I see more women than I seen. If I even seen black people, I've seen way more women. You know, and and yeah, and I don't think I've seen one black person. Maybe I did. I just overlooked it. But I would have remembered if I seen more than two. So where am I going with this? Well, I think in a lot of industries, and especially this construction industry, they're not really trying to hear black people being in it or working around them at all. And I think it's getting worse and worse. That's why my video, first of all, this is the reason why I label my video the way I do, a black electrician. Because I think I'm a dying breed, number one. Number two, I think a lot of these companies only want, I think I've said it in my previous videos, but on my other type of videos that I make, they only want white people or Mexicans or Spanish people or light skinned other ethnic groups. They don't want no more dark skinned black men in the industry no more. And I really believe that is the new wave of the industry and the way it's going. I'm sure they're gonna have one or two or three, but Yeah, that's about it. If that, that's a high number for them. I'm starting to believe that's the way it's going. That's the future. It may not be now, but it will definitely will be the future in about 10 years. And I think a lot of these foremen, especially the new ethnic ones, and doesn't always have to be white or mayonnaise, uh, uh, they don't want to work with black people. Of course, they call themselves a minority on the outside, but inside they're white, and they don't want to work with black people, dark-skinned black men, especially men. It's not so much the women per se, but no black men, especially the dark-skinned ones. They don't want that no more. No, no. That's number one. Hold on one second. Let me get my thoughts. I say this also too because I applied for the Long Island Railroad, and I don't see why I did not get that job. Maybe I had too much experience, probably, but they want somebody with electrical experience and cleaning experience. You know what I'm saying? I think it was either or both. But if I have so much electrical experience, why I didn't get that job? And then the thing that bothered me, I won't say it bothered me, but kind of like set some red flags off. The guy that interviewed me, he was Indian, and he's a little standoffish, you know. And I'm like, oh boy. So he's the face of getting rid of black men on the job, because they could say, oh well, he was Indian, he was dark skinned, he was black, and how's that racist? I'm like, oh boy. Or maybe they told him don't hire no black men or something. I just don't see why I didn't get the job. I'm just kind of just a little bit curious. Maybe it could be my age too. I'm up there, so maybe they don't want to deal with that issue. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I don't know. I just this is construction industry and any job that's in the vicinity of a lot of them folks. Yeah, I'm wondering about getting that job, getting those type of jobs, and I got the experience and I didn't get it. Yeah, something just ain't right about that. That's all. I'm a little confused and dazed out about that. But I'm saying all this to summarize is that the the technical skilled industries, that require some labor, aka construction, maintenance, building, fixing things, mechanics. Now Long Island Road is the MTA, but it seems like there's two. It seems like it's segregated. The Long Island Railroad is for them folks, the mayonnaise people, and the New York City one is for dark skin black people and the relative relative of the of dark skin engineer of ethnic groups. You know, so yeah, I get that feeling. That's how it's going down the line. That's how it's going to operate. If it's not operate, it's not. If it's not operating like that now, it will operate like that in the future. And I think that's how they want to have it. And I think it's spilling over into the construction industry because I think a lot of these new owners and employers don't want dark skinned people working around them, and it doesn't. And a lot of them owners are not necessarily mayonnaise, or them folks, you know. They are other ethnic groups, but the dark skinned ones or the light skinned ones, they're other ethnic groups, and they don't want, you know, if you know about anything about the Spanish groups working together and working in a certain industry, they don't like black people, and they don't want black people working around them neither. So that should tell you a lot right there. I mean, this excludes Puerto Ricans, So it excludes them, but the other ones, they don't want that at all. Look at this. Look at all the cement guys. Look at all the road repair guys. Look at all the food maintenance jobs. It was just an argument in front of some church steps I was sitting at between some Spanish workers and it looked like Albanian or Eastern European owners and stuff. I don't know what was that about, but it was something intense, boy. Whew. And the way he said value your workers, but oh, you're great workers, but I don't know what was the whole conversation going. I almost couldn't tell who was right or wrong, but it was just it's kind of scary to see that type of ethnic confrontation like that when it seemed like every worker in New York is of Latino descent of some form or another. So for the owner of the mayonnaise variety from Eastern Europe, like in Albania, Yugoslavia and all them, 'cause that's what he sounded like he was arguing with a Latino dude. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know what was going on with that, but I'll find out sooner or later. I guess maybe. But what I was getting back to with this. Hold on one second. So anyway, that's gonna be the new. Anyway, to conclude, because my thoughts are all over the place, so I can't be coherent right now. But that's gonna be the new form of workers in the future, especially in New York City. I can't speak for other areas, but I'm sure that's gonna spill over in other states. But in New York City, yeah, it's gonna be mostly light skinned workers slash Latino workers and their mayonnaise employers, and no dark skinned black people. And then, of course, dark skinned black people will be working, but they'll be in other industries like government and independent owners of something. But yeah, it looks like I, yeah, because even when I applied for the Long Island Railroad, it was a lot of black people there, so I don't know what they're gonna do about that. And it's funny, there was a few white people there. Look like maybe one of them looked like too business like. The other looked like just got out of prison or the welfare shelters or something. And I won't be surprised if that one of those two get that job. Yeah. Uh, so anyway, it was just anyway conclude. Yeah, it was kind of around just to see that apprentice line full of Mexican and other ethnic groups on our line, and no black people, and then the Long Island Railroad protest, was the Long Island Railroad protest was nothing but white males. I'm like, what the? It's getting scary out there, bro. It really is. It really is. It really is. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry to bore you. Just thought it was a thought on my mind that had to be expressed and get out there. And I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure I don't know. I'm sure I don't know what I'm talking about, but it just seems like that to me. That's all. You know. So thanks for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and doing the right thing. I appreciate it very much. I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel, so hopefully I can, and all is well. Bye for now.